Hello, everybody. It's Angela with Happy Little Stitch Shop. So good to be back with you guys again. It's been, well, besides our New Year's Eve party, which was a ton of fun. And I thank you guys for everybody who joined for that. I hope you guys had a good time. I got lots of good feedback, so that was exciting to hear. And I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the games and stuff on New Year's Eve. And I hope that you had fun ringing in the new year. And but this is kind of the first time that we're back talking about stitchy stuff in like 3 weeks or something like that. It's crazy. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like 3 weeks. It's been a long time. So I am so glad to be here with you guys. I have so much stuff to share with you. So let's kind of jump in. I want to see who's on first. Hello, Valeria. Thank you so much for being on. Hello, Sharon. She says, yes, it was very fun. Good. The snowballs. I mean, I am still chuckling to myself about that. The name of your band is the Snowballs. That cracked me up. And then I think it was Teresa. The question was, what are things that are none of your business? And I think Teresa said the back of my cross stitch. And I still am like sitting there and it will pop into my mind and then I will start chuckling about it. Kim says, I'm so glad I caught this. I didn't realize she was doing live tech. Yes, I'm sneaking one in because I felt like if I saved it for tomorrow, I have so much new shop stuff that I want to share with you guys. Like I'm kind of chomping at the bit a little bit to share it with you. And I just got 2 huge boxes full of stuff. Some of it, some new cross stitch cloth that I'm really excited to try out. And so I felt like it was going to be too much and I was going to be rushed. And it just made sense to have, in my brain anyway, it made sense to just have a separate one just to share 2020 stuff and then talk about some 2021 plans. It just made sense to kind of keep it separate. And then tomorrow will be all sorts of kind of more shop focused stuff. So I'm so glad that you caught it and that you could be on here. Kim, thank you. Lori, hello. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Sharon again. Teresa, hello, Stitchy friends. Lori, so many projects, a little time. Kim, so do we get you 2 days in a row? You do get me 2 days in a row. I don't know if I should apologize or if that's a good thing, but I'm excited to hang out with you guys 2 days in a row. I mean, it's kind of, we haven't done this before. So I'm kind of excited to hang out with you guys 2 days in a row. Hola from Colombia. Welcome. So glad you could join us. Okay. So you guys, I have to tell you, I was going to share, some family stories. So usually I used to kind of kick off these live streams with kind of a family story or something funny that's been happening. And then I kind of got away from it. I think with the hubbub of Christmas and just, stuff that was going on. And then I think it was Kim had requested for when I had asked the question about things that you would like to see from Happy Little Stitch Shop in the new year. She had requested family stories and kind of talking about some of that stuff again. And so I have so many family stories to tell you about because a lot of funny things happened over Christmas break. But I don't want to share them all at the same time and have it be too much. So the first family story that I wanted to share, I meant to share on New Year's Eve and I totally forgot. Hello, Cindy. Oh, Sharon says, no apology needed. We love it. Angie says, happy hump day. My early Americans is coming today. Yay. I haven't started mine yet, but it's back here. I'm trying to get all my January stitches kitted up. So I meant to share this one on New Year's Eve. This was a New Year's Eve tradition that we used to do when my older kids were little. So they were like, too young to be staying up until midnight to see the ball drop. And so when my kids were little, we used to make a big deal out of New Year's Eve. We'd have like a New Year's Eve snack bar. And for kind of supper time, we just kind of had a snack bar. The kids would get on their pajamas early and we'd get ready to see the ball drop and have New Year's Eve happen. Welcome in the new year and ring in the new year. We had party hats. We had noisemakers. They got a kick out of it. They really looked forward to New Year's Eve. But we weren't going to let them stay up until midnight because they were too young. So what my husband and I used to do is we used to look up the previous year's ball drop on YouTube and we would play it on our big TV. So it was like they were watching the ball drop for that year. And so we would pull it up. We would kind of secretly press play. And then we would count down 10 to 1, and we'd say Happy New Year. And right before they would show the year on the television, my husband and I would jump in front of the television and be like, Happy New Year. And so fast forward like a few years as my kids are getting older and smarter with numbers. And one of them caught that it was the previous year. And they're like, it's not that year, it's this year. I always looked at my husband. I was like, you did not cover your side of the TV. And he's like, I did too. What are you talking about? But that was our way of bringing in the new year with young children. We used to look up the previous year on YouTube, and now they stay up, with us, and they're all excited about staying up till midnight. It's kind of a big deal. But we are reintroducing it now for my little one, and we're ringing in the new year with her before she goes to bed for the night. So that was kind of a New Year's Eve tradition for us that we used to do. Now we oftentimes play cards. The kids are old enough that we play lots of board games and we play a lot of cards. So we were playing cards. And while we were on the stream here on New Year's Eve, my kids were out there playing cards with my husband and my parents. And my sister, who I wanted her to join for the game night, I was like, come on the live stream with me. It'll be fun. And we like playing games, and we kind of banter back and forth and, have fun with each other. And so I was like, come on the live stream with me and you can play games with us. And she's like, I'm not going on the live stream. She's like my mother. She's like, I'm not going on the live stream. And I was like, oh, come on. So she was sitting downstairs yelling out the answers. I'm surprised you guys couldn't hear her through the door. She was yelling out all of the answers to the questions. And she said, I nearly came upstairs and started yelling right outside your door, but I didn't know if that would be obnoxious. And I was like, it would be obnoxious. I'm glad you didn't do that. So I wish that she would have come on. Patty says, I almost forgot. I'm so glad you didn't forget, Patty. Sam says, hi, happy to see you all. I'm happy to see you too, Sam. Happy birthday to your girl. Sharon says, sneaky parents. Melanie says, I love it. Kim says, I remember you telling me that. I should have done it because no New York ball drop this year. It was super lame. Oh, yeah. Sam says, oh my gosh, Angela, I have the exact same shirt. Are you serious, Sam? We're twins today. You have the same shirt on? Oh my gosh, I love it. We need to both take pictures and then post them together. Sam, you and Angela will need to wear those shirts at the retreat. Kim is all about this retreat, and she's already called being on April's team for games. She's like, I'm on April's team for games. That was hysterical as well from the other night. Okay, so that was my New Year's story. And then just really quick, I have to tell you, I have been cutting up Flea Market fabric by Lori Holt, and it is gorgeous. I had a really hard time yesterday not stopping to take pictures of all of the different prints because it's so pretty. And I was determined to get the kits out. So I sent out the invoices for all of the Flea Market Flowers Sew Along quilt kits, and some of you paid, and I was determined to get them out. Like as soon as I see that you guys pay, I'm like, okay, these have to go out like right now. So I was cutting them all up, and I was determined to get them out yesterday. So I was not stopping for anything. And my husband was in here helping me fold, and he was hysterical because we've seen from previous pictures that I had a stack that was like this, and he had a stack that was like this. And we both started at the same time. So his folding has not increased in speed over the past few months. So he was in here folding, and he would get one folded and I would get all the rest folded. And he was like, I don't even know if this is helping you. I said, it's great. You're helping. It's lovely. But halfway through, we were like, we're not going to get it out today. We're not going to get it done before they come for pickup. But we did it. We got all of them out. And so everybody who's paid, they all shipped yesterday. Your flea market kits are on the way to you. But my little one, I had like an empty trash can that I was throwing all of the scraps in from cutting up. And she came in, she loves all of these fabric scraps. So she picked up the trash can and she was carrying it around the house with her. And so every time I got a new cut and I had more scraps, I would say, garbage lady, can you come pick up my scraps for me? And she would say, come on, garbage lady, come on. And she'd come running back in here with her garbage can. She's holding it like this. And she was like, do you have garbage? And I said, yes. And I dropped my garbage and I say, thank you so much. And she'd say, you're welcome. So she was back and forth with this garbage bin all morning yesterday. I would cut more and I'd say, garbage lady, can you come pick up my scraps, please? Oh my gosh, she was so cute. Aaron says, what a guy. Sharon says, how cute. Yeah, he was nice helping because he knew that I was kind of stressed about getting that stuff out yesterday and I really wanted to get it done. And so he came in and was kind of helping out a little bit. Not a ton because he had his own work to do, but he was in and out helping when he could. So it was helpful. It did make it go a little bit faster. So I was really happy about that. Okay, so I've pulled a bunch of finishes, quilting and cross stitch finishes and whips from 2020. And I'm going to share those with you now. And you guys, for my cross stitch pile, I mean, some of these things are going to be just as much of a surprise to me as they are to you. I will be honest. Some of them I started during Mania and I have not gotten back to them, which I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Mania today, because then I'm going to go through some 2021 stitchy plans for myself. So first I'm going to start with quilting. And one of my really fun finishes that I got done is this quilt hanging behind me, which is called Prep School Picnic. And it's by Amy Smart, also known as Diary of a Quilter. And I made this quilt top. And then, as you all remember, this is my timeout quilt. I tried to free motion quilt it. It was a really large quilt to try to get through my machine, and I did not have much success with it. And so it went into timeout for a while until Kim was nice enough to offer to quilt it up for me on her long arm. So I mailed it out to Kim. She was so, so sweet. She did some beautiful quilting on here. And now it's like a mainstay in our living room. And we keep it out there all the time. And it's constantly being used for a couch quilt. People grab it all the time. So I'm so, so happy that this one got done. And this uses Amy Smart's fabric collection called Sugar House Park, which was one of the first collections we carried in the shop. And I loved it. I loved that collection. I thought it was so pretty. All the colors were really, really pretty. So you to do something sweet like that. Yeah, it totally is. So when she offered, I was like, oh no, I couldn't do that. And then a little bit later, so I was super frustrated with this quilt. I was like, were you being serious about that? She's like, yes, I would totally do it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to take you up on that. It is like 1,000,000 degrees in here right now. Okay, so that's a big finish for this year. The other one that I'm sure you guys are going to recognize is this one, my retro ornaments in Dear Christmas. Ooh. So this is the retro ornaments quilt in the Dear Christmas fabric collection by Urban Chicks. So I kind of saw this collection and separately saw this pattern, and I thought those two belong together. So I created this quilt kit for the shop and decided to make this up so that we had kind of a visual of what it would look like in this collection. And I used this on the back. I love this. This came in red too, which I think I'm sold out of now, but I loved both of these plaids. I thought they were so, so pretty. So this was retro ornaments in Dear Christmas. That's a finish. I'm gonna be putting this one away pretty soon for the year, because this week I'm going through and I'm trying to get all of our Christmas things packed away for the year. Another one that I got done, and this one I did free motion quilt, but it was a little bit smaller, so it went through the machine easier. This one I made for my little one. It's just a patchwork quilt. This one uses, the fabric collection is Little House in the Big Woods by Jill Howarth, Zippy Bro on Instagram. I loved this collection. I just thought it was so cute. It's got Little Red Riding Hood. It's got Grandma. It's got the wolf. It's got these really fun kind of woodsy patterns. It's got little teapots on there. It was just darling. So this one I made for my little one, and this was the backing on it, because this color kind of reminds me of her. I don't know why. I think she had an outfit when she was a baby that was in that color. And it was one of my favorite outfits for her as a baby. So now I identify that color with her all the time. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. One of my all-time fave Christmas fabric line. Yes, Dear Christmas. I missed out on that one. Well, Kitty Corn is going to be the next Urban Chick fabric collection. And we're doing reservations for that right now because I'm going to need to order that soon. I think that one releases in May. I think it releases in May. And so at the end of this month, I'm going to need to order Kitty Corn. So that's the next Urban Chick fabric collection that's coming. Brandy, OMG, I almost missed you all. Hello, I'm so glad you didn't miss us. My reminder didn't work. Oh no, multitasking with work. Yes. Huckleberry says, hey, hello. Sharon says, love the patchwork quilt, so sweet. Yeah, I really like that one too. I love patchwork quilts. I don't know. It reminds me of Little House on the Prairie. I'll be honest. I think I've told you guys this before, but I think because we have like a big hardcover kind of coffee table version of Little House in the Big Woods, and it's illustrated, and on the front cover, there's a patchwork quilt on the bed. So it reminds me of that. Teresa says, so sweet. Cindy says, love the fabric. Kim says, I bet your little girl loves that. She does. She loves to have tea parties on it. And then those are the three big quilt finishes. My hope is to really crank out a lot of quilts in 2021. So I have some plans for that, and I'm going to share it with you once it actually becomes real. Right now, it's just an idea in my head, but I will for sure share it with you as it gets closer. And then I have a bunch of quilts that I am in the process of making. One of them has been in process for a while, and you guys probably will recognize this. It's my Snoopy Dresden Christmas quilt. So this one I have just a ton of blocks done and a ton of blocks in progress and left to do. Each of them have different centers. But there's my Snoopy Dresdens. And I'm excited to finish that. My hope was to get it done this year for Christmas. Clearly that didn't happen. So now my hope is to get it done next year for Christmas. Hopefully that will actually happen. We'll see. I'm going to sign up for the Crystal Lane quilt. Oh, that one is really, really pretty. Yeah, with all the squares, that one has been a really popular one. So my Snoopy one is a whip from 2020. I'm hoping to make it a finish in 2021. This is another one that was a whip from 2020. This is the Snow Sweet, what's it called? Sweet Snow Long quilt. And it's by using the Snow Sweet fabric collection by J. Wecker Frisch. And I started this and ran into a little snag with some of the applique locations where I placed it on the block. It wasn't going to allow me to trim and still be centered, and that was going to bug me. So I need to go back and redo some of the blocks. The ones that I'm showing you right now are all good. These I'll be able to still use, but I have a bunch of the blocks done. I have to go back and redo some of them and then just keep plugging away at it. I think this one will be so pretty when I get it done. I just need to actually get it done. Look at the little Christmas present. Here's a gingerbread one. And Janet had actually messaged me about her new collection that's going to be coming out called All About Christmas. And she has an All About Christmas, I think it's called All About Christmas quilt. I think that's what the name of it is. And it has a very similar look to this. And at first I said, I think it's kind of similar to the Snow Sweet one. I don't know if that's going to take people away from wanting to get it because they've already done the Snow Sweet one. And she said, I think it's a good companion quilt with the Snow Sweet. And I hadn't thought about that. And after she said that, I thought, she's totally right. Those would both be really, really pretty to display at Christmas time, even through winter, together. Like they are perfect companion quilts. I hadn't thought about that. And she was right. That was a really, really smart thing on her part because they go so nicely together. Let's see. Sharon says adorable Dresdens. Thank you. Brandy says, I love those. Snoopy Charlie Brown is the best. I agree. Valeria, I hope I didn't buy kitty corn. I'll let you know if you did, but just look at that email that I sent you with all your stuff. But if anything comes through, I'll just let you know if it's a duplicate, Valeria. Kim says, oh, I love the nativity block. Me too. That's like my favorite block from that. Erin says, I love that nativity too. Sharon says, I wish I like doing applique. Those blocks are so cute. They are cute. I just need to get it done. I was really wanted to get it done before Shine On started. And then I ran into that snafu and then stuff got busy and I didn't get back to it, but I'm hoping to just have a chunk of time to really dive into it. It doesn't take long if I just have a chunk of time to devote to it. Sharon saying, what a beautiful quilt that will be. Hopefully, if I ever get it done. Kim says, hello, Kim. Okay, and then here's another whip from 2020. And my hope is to get it finished in 2021. Me too, Kim and Sharon. I wish I liked applique. I love applique, although I'm not a fan of fusible applique. I am a big fan just because it makes sense in my brain. And I think she does a great job of teaching it and explaining it. I'm a big fan of Lori Holt's applique method. Like, it makes sense. So this is the other one. I made this as a mother-daughter quilt for me and my girls. So I made it a little bit bigger so that we'd all have room to snuggle underneath it. But this collection is called Love is Spoken Here, and it's by Corey Dontini. And I fell in love with this, all of the pictures and the sayings on here. I just thought that it was really pretty. Let's see if I can show you the next level. I thought it was so pretty, and it really has good messages for any girl, but young girls in particular. Oops. So I thought these were so pretty. I just need to get it finished. It's been sitting here for a while. I finished this a while ago, and I just need to sandwich it and get it quilted and get it bound, and I have everything to do that. I run into a roadblock every time. I can whip out quilt tops, but then I run into a roadblock because I don't have a quilting machine. And so everything just kind of sits until I come up with a solution for getting them done. Sam says, Angela, I will send you my applique quilts. Erin says, I want to try applique this year. Yes, Erin. So many beautiful applique things. Yes, I agree. Thank you, Sam and Kim. I love that quilt. I just need to get it. I just need to get it done. That is so sweet. Huckleberry says, I love that. Hello. Love the mom and girls quilt, both in looking in. Yes. Yeah. I love it too. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, I need to make that for my girls and I. The trick is that, I just made one. And so it would have been nice to make one for each of the girls, but I didn't do that. The fabric was kind of scarce when I came across it. It had already kind of sold out. And so I couldn't get my hands on a lot of it to be able to do many of them. But I'm excited about that. And applique, okay, so here's my thing. One of the questions that I'm going to ask you guys for like a floss tube maybe tomorrow is, we're doing the vintage Christmas quilt sew along. We're doing the throwback Lori Holt vintage Christmas sew along. That's going to start. They're supposed to ship this stuff to me at the middle of this month. I'll get it all cut up, invoice at the end of this month, and ship it out you know, at the end of January, beginning of February. But my question is going to be, do you guys want to, I would like to do like regular throwback quilts on stuff that I missed the first time around, and maybe some of you guys missed too. And so that's going to be my question. What do you want the next throwback quilt to be? So I'll probably ask that tomorrow. So think about it, research it. I'm going to try to research some options and maybe share some with you. It'd be really cool if the fabric was still available. And it might be cool to try to do an applique quilt, because that would be so exciting. Oh, wait, this is another whip. I got lots of whips. This one is another Dresden one, because I thought that all of these colors would look so pretty in Dresden. And I loved these little pictures, and they just felt perfect for fussy cutting. And so I started making a bunch of Dresdens out of it, and I just haven't finished it. But this is the other thing that I really loved about this fabric is the name of it. It's called Simple Goodness, and it's by Tasha Noel. And I just love these. So many of these pictures remind me of when I was a kid, like planting flowers with my mom. My grandma had apple trees, and I would go out and help her pick up apples all the time. My grandma lived on a farm, so I would be on haystacks or on mounds of corn laying out in the fall weather. And so many of these brought back memories of my childhood. I'm not going to show you all of them. This is clothesline. Oh, I just loved it. So this one, I'm going to almost turn this into a little bit of a patriotic quilt, although it won't really be, but you know, navy reds, teals. I'm going to put some sashing with it. And my hope is to get that done this year as well. So that's Simple Goodness, my Simple Goodness quilt. Hello, so many beautiful quilts. Hello, Joe. I'm so glad that you are back with us. Kim, maybe a Dresden quilt, since the applique party isn't as part of it. Yeah, it's not as intimidating. I even said to my oldest, I said, "You want to applique some of these on for me and help me out?" And she could totally do it, because it's not hard. A Dresden quilt would be a good, look, here's my prairie point for all my Dresdens. That would be a good one. And then you could each pick, you know, make it whatever you want it to be. Sharon says, I love Tasha Noel fabric. Me too. I am like hoping that she is coming out with a new collection soon. Sam says, love that, Angela. I made a quilt out of that line for Ellie's friend. I loved that line. Oh my gosh, it's so darling. Kim, I'm still slowly plugging away on my Dwell quilt since it got pushed aside to get Christmas quilts done. No kidding. Joe, you are welcome. We're glad to have you here. And then probably my latest quilt top, as you guys know, I was trying to make a smaller quilt for my little one. And I loved the Singin' in the Rain fabric collection by Beverly McCullough. And so I just did another smaller patchwork, more of a crib quilt instead of a floor quilt. So I just kind of made this up and did it really quickly. And I'm going to back it with this Cozy Minky, which we have in the shop. But I haven't done it yet. And I'll be honest, I'm a little scared to try to free motion with the Minky. So I've been dragging my feet on tackling that one. So someday she'll have that. And by the time she gets it, she'll probably be too big for it. Patty says, any of Lori Holt's applique would be wonderful. I know. So I really wanted to do Autumn Love, but the line's not available anymore. So that's kind of a bummer. So I think the ones that are still out there would be like Vintage Happy 2, Granny Chic, Prim, and Flea Market, obviously. And then any of her B Basics. She had a really cute quilt that I saw. Do I have it here? So I pulled out my planner. Oh my gosh, I got away from this when the shop kind of took off, but I had this planner that as I was looking through it, like I had notes for stuff that I wanted. I look at this. I wanted to do like this to frame and put mixed with love in the Hooper kitchen. And then this was going to be hung up. And this is my list of all of the stuff. I didn't get any of it done. But maybe I saw it in here. No, I don't think so. But she had this really cute quilt that I would like to make at some point. Maybe I'll try to pull it for tomorrow and share with you guys. But I don't have it in here. But there are lots of Lori Holt applique options. So we just need to look at what we like. Sharon says, oh, that is going to be wonderful with that minky. Don't be afraid of it. It glides on your machine bed wonderfully. If you can spray base it, it helps. Okay, that's what somebody else said. Spray like crazy and pin. I'd love a so long of Granny's Garden. It does use Granny chic. Yes, it does. That makes her so cute. I thought it was such a cute idea, and then it never happened. And I also came up with this other cute idea using her Be Happy applique, so simple shapes. And I kind of planned all of that out, and then it never happened either. I want to do the Granny Chic teapot. Oh, but I think it is all gone. Oh, was that a boxed kit? I think that was a box kit, wasn't it? I don't remember. Okay, so that's all my quilting stuff. Those are all my quilting whips, and yeah, I think they all are all gone from 2020. And now let's switch to cross stitch, and then I'll get into 2021 plans. Okay, so here are some finishes. My goal for 2021 is to have more finishes. So here's my holdup with finishes. It's hard for me to get to places to find stuff for finishing. Like the closest place that we like a Hobby Lobby is about an hour away from us. It's just difficult for me to get there. So number one, I think walking through those stores, it really starts to kind of, you have like this flow of creativity when you can see the things in front of you, and haven't been able to do that. Number one, because it's not close. And then number two, because of the pandemic. So that was an issue for this year. And then number two, my taste is more towards simple finishes and not finishes that are really, really busy. I'm not artsy. Like I can't do a lot of that stuff. And plus, I just like things that are a little more simple. So I caught really quickly Lori Holt's last YouTube video where she finished the January Prairie Schooler stitch, which is adorable. And I'm trying to get my hands on that because I would love to stitch it myself, and I'd love to carry it in the shop. And she finished it on the front of a book. And when I saw that, I was like, that is brilliant. Like, it's so simple, but so smart. Like, why didn't I think of that? I'm putting it on the front of like a really pretty, colorful book. It looks so cute. And then you can just stand it up and it's got the stitch on the front of it. I thought that was a really simple but fun way to finish your cross stitch. So I have some ideas for 2021. I've actually been in contact with a person to hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't know if it's going to happen, but all I can do is ask, but hopefully be able to carry some finishing items in the shop that are simple finishing items. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Also, start your quilting in the middle and work out to help with any potential pleats. Been there, done that. Sharon says, yes, I saw that. What a neat way. I know, I thought that was so cute. It was, saw it too, says Brandy. I saw that. She's so creative. So creative. And just taking simple things and turning it into, something crafty and fun to display. So speaking of Lori Holt, these were 3 of my little teeny tiny pillow finishes. This one's probably my favorite and my little one's favorite because I had to look for it this morning. She likes to carry stuff around with her. And so I found it before getting on here. But we are starting our teeny tiny pillow stitch along. You guys are already receiving this stuff. So this one is what's going to be stitched in January. And then I think this one is February, I think. And this one might be April. I can't remember the order, but I know for sure that this one is the first one. So these are fun. I'm excited to make more of these, and I'm going to try to find a nice bowl or a dough bowl and have those for on display in there. And then my Spooky Hollow. I finished this one. I still would like to mount it to something, so I'm trying to figure that out. But at the very least, they're finished like this. I might just mount it, like ask my dad to make me kind of a, it's like a backwards shadow box. So a wooden box, but then or just a wooden chunk of wood that I'm gonna mount it to, and then just have it sit up. So that's Spooky Hollow by Little Stitch Girl. And this is the number 1 in the series, and it's called Rest in Peace, Bed and Breakfast. And then this is number 2, Spooky Hollow, and this is called Witch's Brew Coffee or Witch's Cafe. I can't remember, but that's number 2. And then I've fallen behind on number 3 and 4. I think my mom's going to help me try to catch up on those. And then we're starting 5 right now. And then this was another big finish. And I kind of have an idea about, we started this exactly 1 year ago this month, you guys, Frosty Forest. So I have an idea for this one that I'm kind of leaning towards. We're going to see. I'm going to see. I've got some research to figure out if what I would like to do is possible with this. These bigger pieces, I think they really lend themselves well to having them framed or finding a nice frame to put it in. So I'm debating about that, but I at least wanted to get it mounted to something for display purposes to show you guys. So this one was a big finish for 2020 and has lots of good memories because it's the first stitch along that our shop did. And now, I mean, we had like a very small amount of people who joined that stitch along, and now some of the stitch alongs, I mean, we're at probably 4 times the amount of people joining our stitch alongs now than what joined this at the beginning of the year. So that's kind of crazy and very exciting. Let's see. Brandy says, will you be able to get the family tree frames for the, I have still worked on it. So I started in November 2019 contacting that company to get those frames. And I couldn't get in touch with them for 2 months. Finally it was 3 months because it was February that I finally heard back from someone and was actually able to speak to someone. And I placed an order right away because I was like, okay, I want to get this order in. I don't want to lose touch with these people again. So I placed an order right away. That order was due to arrive to me in April. I didn't pay for it because you pay for it when it ships. I never heard back from them. And so I have contacted them almost weekly for about 6 months to try to get in touch with them. And I can't get in touch with them. Their voicemail box is full, so I can't leave a message. I've emailed them. I don't hear back from them. I have tried, and I so desperately want to have those frames. I want to be able to offer those frames to you guys. I want to be able to use them myself, and I can't. I don't know what else to do because I get no response. So I don't know what to do with that. In the meantime, my dad has been messing around with making a frame. So I'm kind of playing around with that still, but I'm having a hard time finding some of the pieces that I need to see if that'll work. But I'm still working on it. Erin says, I love that Frosty Forest, so cute. Brandy, you love Frosty Forest. I need to do one. That one is really cute and it's fun. And I know that a lot of you guys, so I put together an Angela's Frosty Forest kit, which includes all 9 of these patterns, a floss kit, and the cloth that was used, and it sold out. And so I have on order the stuff that is needed to offer these kits again, and it is supposed to be on its way to me soon. So I'm hoping that I will be able to put those back up there. So if anybody wants to make this just like this, I do have a kit that I will offer again as soon as I can get the stuff in to make up those kits again. They went so fast. My daughter made up all the floss kits, and I think it was only a couple days later, and I said, all those floss kits we made up? And she said, yeah. And I said, we have to make them up again. And she's like, what? I said, they sold out. And she's like, are you kidding me? She's going to be making up more floss kits. I know that they take a while. Have been hearing that. That is a shame. It is a shame because I would really, really love to carry them. So, I mean, I'll keep reaching out every now and then, but I can't take time to do it as often as I was doing it before. Like at some point you just kind of say, okay, like I can't keep trying and trying and trying. If you don't want me to order from you, then I have to use my time elsewhere as well. Brandy says, I will be down for that kit. That would frustrate. It's very frustrating, especially since I've seen other shops receive them in the meantime. Yes. Yeah. It's very, very frustrating. And I do see that they are going elsewhere, but like, I don't know what else I can do, but it is super, super frustrating. It's like very difficult for smaller shops to, I've got customers who have contacted me for over a year now wanting those frames. And I've been like, yep, I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them. And I keep not being able to get them. And so it's really hard for the smaller shops to kind of, make any headway with trying to grow their customer base if we can't get the product that they want. So it's very, very frustrating. Okay, then other finishes, but not all the way finished. To finish that piece well. Yeah, the book was so cute. And I just started my last Cottage of the Month. So we are on our last month of Cottage of the Month, which is crazy. I have loved this series. So these are all finished, but not fully finished. There's January. I'm stitching February right now. Oop. And then we have March. And then we have April. And we have May. I love this series. And we're doing another Cottage of the Month stitch along because some people missed it the first time around and they asked if we would host another one. I said, yes, without a doubt. And so that one starts in March and you can reserve your spot for Cottage of the Month round 2 in the shop right now. That reservation is out there. Here's September. Here's October. And I would love to get these framed and hung up in my little one's room and then take a picture to be able to share with all of you guys. And Erin, I just saw your December. It was so pretty. December was a lot of fun. I think this one is a really, really pretty one. So all of those are done. And now we get into some starts, and these are going to be a surprise for all of us. So excited to do that series. Oh, good, Brandy. Those cottages are adorable, says Sharon. October was my absolute favorite, says Kim. I have a hard time picking a favorite because I loved October, and then I got to November, and I was surprised at how much I loved November, and then December was just, I have a hard time picking a favorite with that series. Okay, let's see if we can get through some of this stuff. Okay, so this I started in Mania. This is Spooky Hollow 5, Pumpkin Park by Little Stitch Girl. And I started this, and now I'm going to pick it back up again this month to keep going on it because this is the month that we're on for our Spooky Hollow stitch along. So I'm going to leave this one out because I need to have access to that one. Okay, and then I also started this one in Mania. This is Suffrage Act by Little House Needleworks. And I'm so excited to finish this one in 2020 because it was the 100th anniversary and I didn't, but I love this one. I think it's so pretty. So I'm excited to keep stitching on this one. So that's Suffrage Act by Little House Needleworks. And then this one is Country Cottage Needleworks. This one is called Happy Harvest. Super cute. That's how far I am on that one. my hope is to have a lot of these finished by end of 2021. This one is Country Cottage Needleworks. This one is Autumn. Seasonal Celebrations, Autumn. I love these seasonal celebrations. The colors are so pretty. So that's how far I got with that one. And have been too busy with stitch longs to really get back to a lot of these. I don't have the pattern here. I don't know where it is, but this one I'm stitching on linen. This is 32 count linen. Water Lily is the name of it. I think it's gorgeous. My kids picked this cloth for me to do this stitch. This is My Christmas List by Stony Creek. Is that right? No. What is it? I'm drawing a complete blank right now, but you guys know this one. It's My Christmas List, and I can't remember the designer. But this one I would love to get back to and finish this one up. I've got a long ways to go, but I have a plan. I have a plan for that, and partially requested by Kim. So I'm going to talk to you about that in just a minute. And then all of these were mania starts. Do the rest of you guys do a bunch of Silver Creek? Yes, thank you, Kim. Silver Creek, My Christmas List by Silver Creek. Isn't that one on linen? Yes, this is on linen. Did I say that? Maybe I said something different. But yes, it's on 32 count linen. This is Water Lily is the name of it. This linen was introduced to me by Lynn. This was her favorite color. And when she requested it, I ordered it. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, my gosh, that is so pretty. And so the kids picked that for, there she is. Hi, Lynn. The kids picked that one for the My Christmas List. This one is called Knee High by Hands On Design. And I started this in Mania. I started this with Kim, and Kim finished hers. She was good, and she got hers done by the end of 2020. I did not. I didn't get any further than I did in May. So I've got some work to do on that. And then this one is Summer. This is Seasonal Celebrations Summer by Country Cottage Needleworks. And this one, I got a little further on. I think it's so pretty, those colors. And I would love to finish that too. Okay, so those are all of those. And then you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, she has so many starts and not enough finishes. This one is the Nativity by Country Cottage Needleworks. And this is supposed to be a gift for my mother-in-law. And I even have the finishing thing that I'm going to finish it on. I just need to actually finish it. So there it is. The Nativity by Country Cottage Needleworks. So I need to get that done. Oh. This, I gave this a gallant try. Then I fell way behind. So this is Spring Tiered Tray by Madame Chantilly. I'm so close. I just need to keep going and finish it. It's so pretty. I love these trays. They take a bit of time. Let's see. Hi, Lynn. You probably said it and I didn't catch it, but I was so proud of you for jumping in the deep end on such a big piece. I know. The things you do for your kids. I mean, they picked out that color and I was like, really? Like, are you sure that that's the color you want? Maybe you want to pick a different one. And they were like, no, we really like this one. Everybody voted and everybody voted for that color. And I was like, what? Okay, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to give it a try. And it's actually okay. It's actually okay. It's not that bad. So I'm glad that I jumped in to give it a try. Stacy says, maybe it just isn't meant to be with those frames. Perhaps things will work out with your dad. I hope so. We'll see. Silver Creek. Yes. Thank you. The joys in the stitching. I do love that color water. Everything looks good on it. It's so pretty. Brandy says that looks great. Kim says, yes, that would be so pretty to have done for Easter. Oh, I love that tray. I need to start one. I know, and I would love I love all of them. I need another me. That's what I need. I just need time. Then I started this one for our 20th wedding anniversary. It's called Enjoy the Journey, and it's by Beverly McCullough, Flamingo Toes. I thought this was a really appropriate, it was a mania start, and I thought it was really appropriate to start on our anniversary because you guys are going to laugh. Just brace yourselves because I got so far on this one. You guys are going to be, your minds are going to be blown. Here we go. And it's very wrinkly. There we go. Enjoy the journey. We got a balloon done. So I got to get back to that at some point as well. And then I think Sam encouraged me to start this one. This is Stitchville by Thimble Blossoms, and it's so darn cute, and I love it. And I did start it to join in the journey with Sam, but that's about how far I got. So I'd love to keep plugging away at that one. It's so pretty. The colors she uses are just gorgeous. I just need to have time to jump into it. Joe says, oh, I love that tray. I need to start one. Sharon says, are you going to carry the Lori Holt So Day needle minder? I am sure that I will, but I need to look at it. Sam is an enabler. Those cute little houses. I know, it's so cute. Yeah, so it's called So Day. I'm going to look it up. But yes, I am sure that I will be carrying it. Oh, this was another Mom and Ange finish for 2020. And I can finally finish this one. I just haven't done it yet. So that is Jack Frost Tree Farm by Little House Needleworks. This one was so cute. I started at the top and then Mom took over and she stitched the rest. So that one was kind of fun that we took turns. Well, okay, we didn't take turns. I started it and she did all the rest. And then on my final, oh, well, there's that one back there. I did that one, finished that one in 2020. This is Lori Holt's Quilter's Cottage. And I finished it on that. And then it just kind of leans against a wall in our living room. And it's in there for decoration. Farmhouse Christmas by Little House Needleworks. I'm still working on my border. But that is Farmhouse Christmas. This one was so much fun. And I think I'm going to get this one framed. Or when I say get it framed, I'm not saying that I'm going to go someplace to get it framed, although I might, you never know. But I'm going to get a frame and put it in a frame is my plan. So those are all my whips and finishes for 2020. Yay, it matches the Sew by Row. Oh, okay. I'm going to look into that. Sam says she's not helpful. I finished my Jack Frost Tree Farm too, says Deborah. Good job. Angela, you and your mom should both put your initials on it since it was a joint effort. That's a good idea. That Jack Frost is beautiful. I want to do Little House. Kindled one. I am in love with that one. Kindled. I'm going to have to look that one up. Okay, so now on to 2021 plans. And I'll try to make it quick because I know we're approaching an hour. But really quickly, if you guys are planning, I tried to have some planning books in here for the beginning of the year because I'm a planner and I like to write stuff down and kind of organize my life at the beginning of the year. And then it becomes less organized as the year goes on. But we have the Cross Stitch Journal, which a lot of people have been getting this lately because I think we're all making 2021 plans. So this one would help with your cross stitch endeavors. And then I got this one. This is Sherry McConnell's A Quilting Life Monthly Planner. So if you're looking for something to help keep you on track with your quilting life, this might be something that you'd be interested in. Okay. Oh, Kringles. Yes, yes, yes. And Lynn really wanted to do so long for that one and do like a window a month, which I thought was a great idea. And so I would like to fit that in at some point. I just don't know when. So I'm going to keep looking into that one, but that does have potential so long on it. Yeah, Kringles is really, really cute. Okay, so quilting 2021 plans. Number one, shine on. So we are gonna, I meant to pull stuff for this little discussion, but I forgot. So we're doing our shine on block of the month, which I have my blocks back here. I'm gonna share them tomorrow. So my plan is to keep going with that and finish that in 2021. So the shine on sampler will be finished in 2021. Yay! I bought a planner and storage for the patterns. I got all my whips out to work on and finish this year. That's awesome. Good job, Kathy. We're also starting, like I said before, our throwback so long. And so that one is Vintage Christmas is our throwback quilt. This one is going to be starting next month in February. And so my plan is to finish that this year. We are also doing, I don't know if you guys saw, but I posted over Christmas break, I posted about if anybody was interested in doing this quilt as a sew-along. And oh my gosh, people were really, really excited to do this as a sew-along, which I love. I couldn't believe the response. I ended up more than doubling. I had to place another order and I more than doubled the quilt kit reservations that I have, and they're nearly sold out. There are only a few left. So we are doing a sew along. This one is going to start in June. And so we are going to make this quilt. This quilt is called Let It Snow. It's by Heather Peterson. It uses her upcoming fabric collection called Snowed In, which releases in May. And so we're going to start our sew along in June. We're going to make this quilt. And I'm excited about it because I would love to do more sew alongs with you guys and get more of that quilting in. So that's going to be done this year. I would also like to finish this one I have, and I've been holding on to it, and I haven't started it yet. It's still, look, it's still in its pretty bundle, the way that I packaged it to send it out to people. But this one is called Patchwork Forest. Again, it's by Amy Smart, Diary of a Quilter. It's one of the first quilt kits that we offered here in the shop. And I bought one for myself to kind of commemorate the first two. This was one of them, using her Sugar House Park fabric collection. And this was the other one that I thought was so cute. So I have this kit that I would really like to do this year on my own as well. So I hope to be able to get that one done. And then I want to finish my Snoopy quilt. I want to finish the Simple Goodness. And I want to do another throwback sew along, which we might start this year, but we probably won't get it done this year. So I'd like to figure out what people would like to do if there's interest in that, and then pick another throwback to do. On the roof of Queen. Oh, you are good, Lynn. Teresa said, I did Mania last year. Not sure that I will do it again. Having many starts was nice, but I got behind on other stitches and I felt a little stressed. Yes, I agree. Deborah says, I started Kringles several months ago, but sadly, it's in timeout. Maybe if there is a stitch along, I will forgive and release from timeout and get it finished. Brandy, it does look intense, Deborah. Sam says, love that tree quilt, one of the few winter quilts I made. Oh, did you make it? The Patchwork Forest? I think it's adorable. I love it. I broke it down into smaller parts. Yeah, I think if you do it just room by room for a month, maybe that would be manageable. Okay, so those are my quilting plans for 2021. And then for cross stitch, I'm going to finish Cottage of the Month, which should be easy. I'll check that one off this month. And then we're going to finish the Shine On Sampler cross stitch. We're going to finish Sew by Row, and we're going to finish Spooky Hollow this year. And then I really want to get more finally finished projects done. So this year I did not have many final finishes. And this year I want to step that up a little bit and try to do more finishes. Then we're doing early Americans. We're doing teeny tiny pillows. So those will both, well, teeny tiny pillows won't finish this year, but early Americans will finish this year. And then all of those starts, I want to keep working on and try to get those done. We're starting Snow Village, which starts next month in February. That one, what are there? There are 11. So that one I might get done this year. Hometown Holidays, we're starting in July. I won't finish that this year, but we'll get it started and probably halfway done. And then Stitch Mania. I wanted to talk to you guys about that because I feel very overwhelmed with Stitch Mania. I love the idea of it, but I think that starting a new stitch every day is just a little bit excessive. And you end up getting buried in stitches that you maybe don't have time to get back to. So I think that instead of Stitch Mania, I'm going to do a 10 day, 10 something 10. 10-day Stitch Mania or 10 Stitch Mania. And I'm going to pick 10 patterns that I want to start. I'm going to just focus on 10. And I'm going to pick 10 patterns that I want to start. And I'm going to start those throughout the month of May. And I won't be starting them on specific days. I'm just going to, when I have time, I'm going to start them during the month of May. But I'm just going to pick 10. I'm not going to do a new one each day. I don't want to get overwhelmed. Like I said, I love the idea of Stitch Mania, but I'm going to take from now until the beginning of May, and I'm going to pick 10 stitches that I want to do, and I'm going to focus on those 10 for the month of May. And however far I get, and that's how it's going to go. Stitch Mania is not for me, says Sharon. Me either. I don't think I'm doing Stitch Mania either. Instead, I'm going to try to finish what I started last year. Yay for Angela, 10 start May plan. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to go with 10 stitches in May, and we'll just see how that goes. And then I was also thinking, Kim had mentioned this in one of her requests or suggestions for Happy Little Stitch Shop, is to have stitchy days with Happy Little Stitch Shop in an effort to stay on top of some of those starts that I have started and not let them fall behind. And so on the first of each month, we would stitch a new stitch or it's like your choice. So whatever stitch you want. So the first day of the month, you either start a new stitch and you stitch on that, which will work great for stitch alongs because you just start your stitch along for the month. Or you pick a new stitch that you haven't had time to get back to, and so you resume a new stitch. And then on the 4th of each month, we would do patriotic stitching or historical stitching. On the 14th of each month, you would do a love or friendship themed stitch. On the 25th of each month, you would do Christmas stitching. And then on the 31st of each month, you would do fall or Halloween. So then that kind of mixes it up a little bit. For me, I find myself that I get my in the zone on my stitch along stitches, and I'm like in the zone to get those done by the end of the month. And obviously I don't get back to any of these other stitches. And so this way, if we, choose a few days throughout the month to focus on some of these other stitches that would cover some of the new stitches that are in progress, but you're not getting back to, and maybe that will help kind of encourage finishes on some of these things. So what do you think of that? Oh, Glitter Village. Yes, but I'm not stitching Glitter Village, but my mom is. But yes, Glitter Village. Sam says, Mania makes me a bit manicky. I would never keep up. I know. I cannot keep up either. So I like the idea of having maybe a focused stitch month. Like I like that, but to start a new stitch every day it's a little stressful. I'll be honest. And the other thing that we're going to introduce this year is Stitch of the Month. So I had talked about this last year, and it was an idea that I had because there are so many cute individual stitches that aren't part of a series. So our stitch alongs typically focus on a series that you stitch a new piece of that series each month. And then by the end, you have a whole series that's complete. But there are so many cute individual stitches that I would love to stitch with you guys. I think that when I stitch with you guys, it keeps me accountable and keeps me kind of motivated and on track to finish those stitches. I think that's part of the problem with my mania stitches is that I don't have anything to follow up on. You know what I mean? So they just kind of sit there. But we're going to introduce a stitch of the month. And so I already have January stitch picked. And there's going to be on the home page of the website, there's going to be a stitch of the month section. And each month that stitch is going to be different. And it's going to be themed kind of around the time of the year, probably. And the stitch of the month is going to be pattern. I'm going to make up floss kits to go with it. And when you go to purchase your kit, I'm going to try this out. This is in my brain, but we're going to see if it actually works the way that I want it to work. You will have a choice of which cloth you want to pick. So I will have 3 options of cloth to stitch it on, like a 16 count, 14, 16 count, 25, 28 count Lugana, or a linen. So I will have 3 options and you can choose which option you want to stitch. Now, sometimes I can't always find the same color cloth in all of those different counts. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. And so there might be different cloths depending on the count. But that would be in there. And then I think there would be a choice, if I can make it work, there will be a choice to purchase the kit without a cloth. So that's my idea. I have a really cute one planned for January. I'm really excited about it. My mom is going to start stitching up February because we already have that one picked out. I got 2 big boxes of stuff that just arrived right before the live stream. Some of that has some of the cloth that I needed in order to be able to complete these kits. So I'm hoping to get it out there on the website very, very soon. So that's my plan, is to do like a stitch of the month focus, but they'll be smaller. They're not going to be large. Like I'm not going to pick a tiered tray or Kringles as a stitch of the month. They're going to be smaller so that they're manageable. And then we can just have fun stitching up some of these individual stitches that are super cute that I just tend to not have time to do because I'm doing stitching all the time. So sounds fun. I'll have to mark my calendar. Yeah, so my plan is to put together for those stitchy days with Happy Little Stitch Shop. I'm going to put together something and put it on the homepage of the website. And then I'll also put it in my highlights of Instagram. So then you guys can always access it. So you'll know what day. And then I would love it if you guys do that. Please tag Happy Little Stitch Shop so that I can see everybody who's stitching along. And I will try to do a better job of posting my stitching stuff too, because I know that I don't do that very well. I'm like, no, okay, done. No. And sometimes I forget to take pictures. Your idea sounds better. Hi, Kelly. Shine on and the new cottages for car. Oh, yeah. Sampler of the month. So that is starting in March as well. And I'm going to be stitching that. So that'll be another one that will start this year, but we won't finish until 2022. Yeah, those new cottages are so cute. Did you see the one for March that she posted yesterday? I like the sound of the stitch of the month. Oh, good. I'm hoping that you guys will like it. And it'll be like a whole kit of these little patterns that will be manageable. So Teresa says, sounds great. Love the monthly plan, says Angela. And then part of what of Kim's request for like this monthly spotlight thing was to also spotlight a designer. And so sometimes it won't necessarily be, depending on the month, it won't necessarily be, okay, here's the kit for the month. Sometimes it might be pick up your Madame Chantilly and let's highlight Madame Chantilly this month. And I would highlight all of her patterns that we have in the shop. And if you guys already have some of those, you just pick up that and you'd stitch that for that month. So sometimes it'll be a stitch highlight or spotlight, and sometimes it might be a designer spotlight, depending on the month. But I'll try to have like a new monthly theme and try to have fun with it. I like the idea of stitch of the month, says Brandy. Oh, good. In car listening at bank waiting, says Kelly. I do better with small and manageable. Yes, me too. And some of those small things are really cute to just mount and then display around your house. You know, I feel like those are more fun to put here and there versus a big stitch, which is also fun, but then you have to kind of have a spot for it. And the littler ones are fun to just put here and there and everywhere. Valeria says, me too. Love the monthly plan. Good. So that's my plan. I'm going to try to get some of this stuff on the website soon. And I am really excited about 2021. Like, I am kind of giddy with excitement. I love the stuff that we have coming up for quilting. I love the stuff that we have coming up for stitching. Like, my birthday happened and I was having a hard time not doing stuff on my birthday. You know, my husband was like, just take your birthday. And I still did stuff because I had orders and stuff to fill. And he was like, are you going to work today? And I said, oh, I don't know. I mean, I've got stuff to do. And he said, just take a day and do what you want to do today. So I did some stitching, hung out with the family. We played some games. We had fun. But I was kind of antsy to get going with planning for the new year because I am really excited about some of the stuff that we have coming up. And I would love to do more sew-alongs with you. And we're going to try to, you know, with the sew-along that we're doing in June, I'm going to try to do some videos to go with it. And I've been in touch with the designer and she's doing a sew-along in June as well for this one, which we have the kit for. And so we're kind of collaborating with that a little bit. And we might try to come up with some collaboration ideas to kick off both of the sew-alongs. So I'm really, really excited about stuff that is coming in 2021. It's going to be so exciting. And I hope that you guys are excited too. And I hope that you are going to come along and join me and have fun and just make 2021 happiness. Look, can we just do that? Lynn says, love the monthly plan. And Teresa says, sure, be nice if it could be a monthly start and finish. That's my hope, is like to make them small and you would start them during that month and then you would finish them during that month. That is my hope. That's why I'm kind of sticking with smaller, with the idea that it will be a start and finish in the same month. Amen to happiness, says Sharon. Okay, you guys, so that's all I have. And then I have a ton more stuff to share with you tomorrow. So hopefully you're not tired of me. Hopefully you will still join me tomorrow. Please be sure to give us a thumbs up. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. We're over 1,000. It's insane. And then be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Be sure to join our Happy Little Stitchers Facebook group. I loved all the birthday wishes, you guys. I was nearly in tears by the time I got to, you know, further and further down. The first one, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so nice that they said happy birthday. And then there were more and more and more. And pretty soon I'm looking at my phone and my eyes are welling up and my kids are like, what's going on? Like, people are telling me happy birthday. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe you guys, number one, remembered, number two, thought of me. And then you went out there to tell me happy birthday. That was so, so nice. So join our Happy Little Stitchers Facebook group, and you can see all the stitchy goodness that's happening out there. And thank you. Thank you so, so much. I am looking forward to enjoying the ride of 2021 with you guys. And I hope that you are all going to come on this journey with me. Thank you so much for joining me today and seeing all of my unfinished 2020 projects and seeing all of the 2021 projects, which hopefully will be finished by the end of the year. But I'm not making any promises. If you go to Facebook, Kathy, and you just search for Happy Little Stitchers, it should pop up. And it has our logo so that it's easy to identify, but it's called Happy Little Stitchers. And if you go there, you should be able to find it. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you guys tomorrow at 1:30 Central Standard Time right here on our YouTube channel. Have a great day, everybody. Happy stitching. Take care.